What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday, January 26th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. That's where I want you to hit me up with who do you think is my best play in my contenders, my worst play in my contenders. If you have questions about the slate, find the thread with this video and the FanDuel video in it and just hit me up. I'm around all day if you have any questions. Finally, we got to talk about BetMGM, sponsor of this video. If you're interested, you can get 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum along with up to $1,000 in first bet insurance so long as you sign up using the link in the description below. Now, we round out the bottom of my top 10 with Killian Hayes, Chris Paul, Nick Claxton, Alperen Şengün, and RJ Barrett on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. Up first at number 5, we've got Spencer Dinwiddie, point guard, shooting guard eligible, 6,400, projected for 34. The goal is 38. He's in the optimal lineup 19% of the time. We're talking 36 minutes here for Dinwiddie, around 0.9 fantasy points per minute, 22% usage, 17.5 points, 6 assists, 4 boards, and a stock. It's pace neutral against Phoenix, but this is the most competitive game on the slate. 1.5 point line. Everything else is like 5 or more, upwards of 10. So I think this one stays competitive. We've seen this sort of lineup before for Dallas. They're very concentrated in their rotation right now. They're only playing basically 8 guys each night, which means there's a lot of playing time to go around. I know there's not a lot of shots to go around Luka Doncic, but I'm not really concerned there. What I want to look at is Spencer Dinwiddie with that eligibility and with that price tag. At number 4, I'm taking a look at Seth Curry. He's point guard, shooting guard eligible, 5K, projected for 27. The goal is 31. He's in the optimal lineup 21% of the time. He's been playing about 30 minutes a night since Durant has been out, 0.9 fantasy points per minute. He's sort of the only other guy that gets real usage other than KYRIE. 22% usage here for Curry, 16 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, and a stock. He doesn't do much else other than score. It is a pace up spot against Detroit, and the real big piece here is Brooklyn's a 9-point favorite. Like, they shouldn't have much issue against the Pistons, and I think Seth Curry is live. Like, the Pistons defense isn't great. I think Seth Curry is live to get free for a couple threes in addition to what he normally does, and when he's getting free, there's not really many better shooters on the planet than Seth Curry. So I think he's in like a really nice spot to go for 20 plus real points, and it's not going to take much after that. Next up is Paul George in at number 3. Shooting guard, small forward eligible, which means you get him at guard and forward and utility. Very good flexibility here for PG-13. 8,500. That's an incredible price. Projected for 46. The goal is just 48.5. He's in the optimal lineup 22% of the time. He just makes lineups work today. I gave him 34 minutes. He's a 1.3 plus fantasy point per minute guy here. The downside is the fact that they are 13-point favorites at home against the Spurs. You could see this one getting out of hand, but if it does get out of hand, you expect Paul George to have a hand in that. 8,500 can still get him to pay that off. The slate is small enough for that. It's a pace up spot against the Spurs. I'm expecting 24 points on 30% usage, a little over 6 boards, a little under 6 assists, and close to 2 stocks. The position, the price, the pace of the matchup all look fantastic. I'm not worried about the playing time. I'm just worried that the Spurs don't really score and this becomes an absolute trouncing and we don't get a lot of Paul George in the second half, but I'm willing to take my chances. Next up at number 2, I've got Quentin Grimes. Same positionality as George, slightly different play. So you get shooting guard, small forward, guard forward, and utility. He's just 4,300. This is a price tag that has come down like $1,500 without really changing his role. He's projected for 23. The goal is just 27.5. I think he's in the optimal lineup 23% of the time. This is the type of play that won't exist towards the end of the day. As we get more value, Grimes is the guy that falls, not someone like Paul George. But 35 minutes of Grimes at 0.7 fantasy points per minute, 14% usage, 11 points, 4 boards, 2.5 assists, and a stock. It's pace neutral against Boston. They're pretty sizable underdogs here, but we don't have a lot of value out there. And when you get the guys in this low 4K range that are playing 35 plus minutes with this positional flexibility, when you can't find value, these are the kind of guys that we go to. Again, Grimes is not going to be number 2 when we get to lock. He might not even be in this top 10. But as we start the day off, this is the kind of build that we're going to be looking at. Now, before we get to that number one contender, one last reminder to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. You gotta follow me on Twitter. Tell me, what's your favorite play in my contenders? My least favorite play? Your least favorite play? You don't gotta tell me my least favorite play. You guys don't know that yet. What is your least favorite play of my contenders? And if you just have generic questions for today's slate, hit me up. That's where you're gonna find me. Plus, BetMGM. 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum, up to $1,000 in first bet insurance. Link in the description. My number one play for today is Kyrie Irving. He is point guard eligible, 10,300, projected for 57. The goal is 57, and he's in the optimal lineup 23% of the time. I got him at 1.5 fantasy points per minute here against the Pistons. This is an incredible matchup for Kyrie. He's playing massive minutes. There's no Kevin Durant. 38 minutes, 35% usage, and 35 real points, 6 boards, 5.5 assists, and almost 2 stocks. I think he fills up the stat sheet. I don't really know how the Pistons have any chance of slowing him down. He's going to take every shot he could possibly want. You just got to hope that the blowout doesn't happen too early. But even then, if it does, no one else is initiating the offense like Kyrie Irving. So I still want to be there no matter what. He's my number one play for today. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Thursday, January 26th. FanDuel version is around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We're back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.